Hi everyone, Vickie here, rock and roll prophetess. I'm a little late getting this up, but you know how it can be. But we're going to look at it's a full moon. I keep wanting to say new moon because it's right after the solstice, but it's actually the full moon in Cancer. And it's happening December 22nd, 12:49 p.m. Eastern time, but times are going to vary on this one for sure. I'm sure for some of you it'll be on the 23rd. Yeah, and this I mentioned I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one, but I've noticed this as I'm running the charts for 2019 at one time. We're going to be at 0, 15, 0, 15, full moon, new moon, for like pretty far into the year. So this is going to be this theme that's going on. And it's kind of a dichotomy because the new moon, the full moon is the culmination. It's when things are, it's normally not thought of as a new beginning, but since they're occurring at 0 pretty much every time, it's going to be kind of tricky. I'm not even sure what to think of it right now, but something I've noticed. Also, this one is so powerful with the new energy because it's right after the solstice. It's not even 24 hours after the solstice. That's why we're in the 0. And as always, when the cardinal ingresses are also known as, because when the zodiac sign switches to 0 degrees of cardinal signs, that's when we change seasons. And the change of a season is a big, a big deal. It's Yule. It's where probably Christmas, originated from. I don't want to get into a big debate about it, but it was a pagan thing, And, it's a time of in the northern hemisphere where I'm at. I know that many of you are not, but it's the shortest day of the year. And then immediately things do starts getting lighter and lighter every day. And so that 0 is part of that, this new cycle. It's the dark, it's the quiet, it's the peaceful, it's the silent night, the holy night, it's magical. My birthday's after I was born around this time, but I really resonate with the winter and summer solstice, particularly with the winter one, that peacefulness. And it is dark, around here where I live, it's getting dark at 4:30 p.m. It's already getting dark, and by 5:30 it's pitch black outside. So the days are short, but it's quiet. I love the quiet. It's the peaceful, it's the quiet. It's the inner contemplation. And in the northern hemisphere and in certain areas like where I live, the trees have all lost their leaves, and the animals are hibernating for the winter. They've hunkered down for the winter. There was this awesome thing I should have grabbed it. Well, I never know what I'm going to talk about. But there was this awesome meme thing going around, and it was like under a tree, and there was a woman reading a book, and then there was the bear sleeping and the fox sleeping. And I just thought, well, that just, that just is it. The quintessential, it's the epitome of the vibe of it. It's a peaceful time. It's an introspective time. It's going within. The new moon is in Cancer. So that is, in your home. This is being in your home, being with your family. Fixing the food, like, soups or stuff. In the winter, I always make a lot of those. I cook differently in the summer and winter. In the summer, I was eat light. In the winter, you make these hearty soups and stews, and they're cooking all day and smelling up the house and fogging up the windows, and it helps warm up the house. And it warms up the house in temperature, too, because the stove is going all day. But it also just warms, it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. It gives you that warm feeling, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of awesome. I love it. So, new moon in Cancer. It's also a time of, or full moon. I keep wanting to say new moon. It's the full moon in Cancer. It's also a time of self-care, self-love. At this time of year, especially in the Western culture, they call it Stressmas, holiday season. It's just, so much you got to get done, and it's a lot of stress on people, and it can be overwhelming. So the Cancer energy is also a reminder, let's chill out, let's take care of ourselves, let's have a bowl of soup, and Sit by the fire if you have one. I don't have a fireplace in this house. My next house better have one. Gotta have a fireplace. So there's a lot of emphasis on this whole axis. The sun, at the time of the solstice, the sun is going 0 Capricorn. And then the full moon is 0 Cancer. We also have the nodes have changed into there. We're going to start having eclipses in Capricorn first, 5 days. This is the last chart of 2018. I have them all saved in a folder, and it's like, oh, there's one little lonely chart left in there. So this is the last chart of 2018, and we're going to start the new year. So it is a time of ending the new beginnings. You know, this is the precursor of the whole thing, of this whole transitional period. It's a transitional period. Like the symbolic new year, the old man and bringing in the new little baby, you know. All right, what else is going on in this thing? What is going on in this thing? Well, that Mars has moved in with the Chiron, and it's trining these nodes and sextiling the node, and it's sextiling Pluto. The node and Pluto are going to meet soon. But let's look at this first, the Chiron Mars. Boy, I did have some good thoughts about Chiron, and I didn't write it down anywhere. Of course, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have to talk about that in the next video. And of course, I remember the fact that I thought of something, but what it was, I couldn't tell you. Then the Mars Chiron. Well, maybe let's come back to that, because maybe it'll hit me. Yeah, Pluto in the South Node. I think it's going to be. It's not quite there yet. It's just about though. 6 degrees in orb. I have my 2019 book, so I can quickly look it up. I know you can do it with software, but I don't use the software because when I do these readings, I'd like to do the image because I like to just print them all at one time. Because normally I wouldn't use this flat wheel, and I don't like messing around, switching back from the flat wheel to the other wheel. And then I run a client's chart, and oops, I ran it this way, and you know, I'm getting ready to do the reading, and it's wrong. So I'd rather just. That's why I do it this way. But where's that Pluto gonna meet with old Mr. Node here? That's something interesting that we could talk about. Because this is gonna bring some disruption to people's lives, no doubt about it. It's probably coming up sooner than later, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be sometime in April here. We're going to be at the 22 degrees. It's going to be real close in April. Yeah, within a degree. And then actually Pluto's going to go direct. Oh, no, it's going to go retrograde. Yeah, so April, May, it's going to be on there. But it's in there now. It's in orb now. So it could culminate in April, May. But there's going to be some disruption. We're going to have to face our demons. That's what I just got really strong on this. We're going to have to face our demons on a personal level and on a collective level. Because the South Node is the past. It's the dragon's tail. And, you know, the dragon could even look kind of like a demon face. But it's our past. And Pluto won't let you just gloss things over. Pluto's not about to let that happen. Pluto's going to bring it up. It's going to pull it, reach in your bowels and your guts and rip it right out of you. Something that you thought you had long digested and it was long gone and long behind you could show up. It could be people. It could be a person showing up that really is disruptive to your life, you know, like brings back a crazy memory, old memories, you know. It could be feelings and emotions is more likely and I would say that's the way out of it. Because the North Node is always like the way out of it. Everything that's negative in astrology, there's nothing that's entirely negative. There's always a way out of it. And the way out of it, this whole stuff is going to be, for a lot of people, it's going to be emotions, and it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional stuff going on there. So it's intense, you know, it's intense. And the other thing about Pluto, if we want to talk about positive and negative ways of handling energy, excuse me, let me just get a quick drink of water. You know, Pluto, yeah, it can be deep, it can be harsh, it can be deep. It's all that stuff I just talked about, ripping out it rules, you know, the root chakra and the kundalini, you know, that's the Scorpio energy, which is its natural, that's what I'm talking about, Scorpio. It's in the sign of Capricorn. We're talking about just its rulership, the ruling vibration, I guess you could say. But anyways, we got to revert to that Scorpio energy. What is it? It's the scorpion, the stinging scorpion, the mean, you know. Like somebody could show up and, oh, I hate that mother effer, and you know, and you could get your dander up and you could get all in a huff. Or a gray lizard, you know, that would be more like, that's another, there's three icons of the Scorpio energy, or hence Pluto energy. It is the scorpion, the gray lizard, and the eagle. So then you could go gray lizard, or gray eagle, me too, but gray lizard. Gray lizard, and I would say that might manifest in a bunch of, you know, depression and self-hatred and just being down, and oh, my life's going so good, and he shows up again and ruins everything, and, you know, let's have a pity party. Or you can soar like the eagle, and that's the highest expression of it. Excuse me. Let me get a cough drop. I start talking, and I'm losing my voice in the meantime. So, you know, it's your free will. You have free will to do with this energy what you want, what you may, what you will. And, you know, of course, you want to try for that ego, man. That's the way to go, right? Try for the ego. Because that's the powerful energy. That's claiming your power. That's why stuff like this shows up. Because the nodes are very karmic. And that's what I look into that past life reading thing, you know. The soul reading. I look a lot at your nodes and I tune into it. It's very karmic. And, you know, we're not, all of us didn't come to Earth just to, you know, we have these experiences, and it's for growth and learning, and it's Earth school, you know. With Jupiter and Sag, we're in Earth school. Conjunct Mercury, we got to talk about that too in a minute. So we're in Earth school. So the lesson isn't just to keep your head down and be the gray lizard. The lesson is, you know, spread those wings and fly. Now I'm hearing that song. It's an oldie too. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Da 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 da. I like that key. It kind of does that key change, or keychain too. We could say. I want to look that up real quick. If you've never tuned into my reading before, I do that. I get spirit and guides send me messages, and a lot of times it's through song lyrics. You know. Mr. Yeah, I wonder what year was that? 1985. And a lot of times there's crazy messages in it, so I'm not just being a goof. Let's look up some lyrics. It's a message from Spirit. Okay, baby, I don't understand why we just can't hold on to each other's hands. This time will be the last, I fear, unless I make it all too clear. I need you so. That could be a South Node Pluto thing. Like, somebody could come back into your life big time. And you could say, you know, this time could be the last. That's totally true. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free. When we hear the voices sing, oh, did I get chills on that one? Oh my gosh. When we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in. When we hear these voices sing, that really, I've got chills all down my legs. Baby, I think tonight we can take what is wrong and make it right. For some, Pluto self-know, for some that could happen, you know, if you could transmute the past. But it's all I know, that you're half of my flesh and blood makes me whole, I need you so. So obviously this is about, you know, a relationship. Just take these golden rings. This is the same thing, take these golden wings. I keep saying golden wings, but I'm looking right at the words broken wings, and I'm saying golden wings. So golden wings, you know, that could be something too. Who had the golden wings? Wasn't it old Mercury? Maybe that's a segue. The Spirit's saying, okay, let's move on to Mercury. Mercury or one of those guys. What's that delivery service? It's not Atlas. Well, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Wasn't there a delivery service that had the guy with the golden wings? And it was based on some mythological person? Not Adidas or whatever. If somebody knows, please leave it in the comments. Anyway, so let's go over to Mercury then. That's where we want to go. Oh, the other thing is, before we move to Mercury and Jupiter, Uranus is squaring up with this energy. It's squaring with the nodes. It's squaring with, you know, a wide orb square with Pluto and everything. So it's going to be unexpected. It's good. It could be life-changing if you allow it. The other thing about the Scorpio, hence Pluto energy, is fixed, you know, not wanting to change, holding a grudge, you know, staying fixed in your story, you know. I want to say that with Mercury, Jupiter, they just told me, you know, you could write a new story. Everybody can. It's a time to write a new story. There's so much going on with the astrology, but also with, again, this time of year, you know, it's holidays and New Year's, and it's this whole, and it's emotional. And it can, one more thing, it can get really painful when people are gone or you've lost. And, you know, I know this. It's not always you lost them this year. Because usually when you lose them the first year, you're just still numb. You're just still walking around numb, you know. But sometimes, you know, I don't know if I've probably told this story before, but I'm going to mention it again, you know, with my brother. I lost my whole family of origin's gone, my dad, my mom, and my brother. That was my family, and they're all gone. For a long time now, 15 years now. But sometimes I'll be in the grocery store, and out of nowhere, a song will come on. It was that Chrissy Hines song. It was, I think it was last year. 10,000 miles, and it starts out, he's gone, and right away it just hit me of my brother, he's gone, and it's this Christmas music, and I'm sitting in the frozen food aisle, tearing up, ready to cry, you know, because it still hurts so much, even 15 years later. And then at the end, she says, I miss you, and I start bawling. I'm standing, I'm trying not to bawl, but I mean, I'm crying. I'm standing in the frozen food aisle crying in the grocery store. So, you know, that's Uranus too. It'll hit you the strangest ways, you know. But whatever. That can be a big thing too. And for some of you, I can't get away from this yet. For some of you, there is pent-up anger. And, you know, we think about these things. We think about, maybe you're pissed that they left. I mean, not only left, maybe you're pissed if you got dumped, but I'm saying you're pissed because they left you here on Earth and died and left you, you know. Or, you know, like my mother's family, they have not a good word to say about their father. Oh, he was a rotten SOB. You know, and I didn't know the guy. He died maybe right after I was born. I don't think I ever met him, but I'm sure he had some good qualities. You know, I'm sure he wasn't just a rotten SOB. But maybe there's this pent-up anger that comes up. You know, the South Node is all this past stuff, and Pluto's not going to let it slide. Maybe some days I could walk through the grocery store and hear that song, and it just wouldn't affect me at all. And it wasn't even a song that was any significance to he and I either. You know, it just hit me that day. That's what Pluto's going to do to you. Pluto's not going to let you brush it under the rug. Okay. But let's get back to writing our new life story, because this is all about the future and going forward and expanding our knowledge and learning. I mean, this is a nice time to maybe start a course or think about a school or a class that you might want to take. Writing, publishing, all this sort of thing. What's going on with the retrogrades here? Well, not a lot. Uranus is retrograde and the asteroids are retrograde. Yeah, so this might be a good time, even though it's a full moon, but it's close to the solstice, to launch some sort of thing. That should have been like the day before or something. Let's see when let's get rid of the 18 book, so I keep getting mixed up here. Oh, I do need the 18 book. What am I talking about? I'll be glad when I'm not shuffling all these books around when we get solidly into Mercury. Yeah, okay, so the 21st, the day of the solstice in Eastern Time. We've got Venus trine Neptune that day exact. We're going to have to talk about that. And we've got Mercury conjunct Jupiter that day, right before the actual solstice. So that's pretty intense. Venus, you know, so this is a great time for some sort of to launch some kind of creative thing. Of course, it's only 3 days away. You know, I have a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get done and launch amidst all this. I'm just kind of like, I'm not going to push anything. But yeah, I don't think I'll get it together in the next 2 or 3 days either, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if you do have something ready to launch and you're kind of looking for a day, you know, that would be an awesome day. You know, and you could launch it in a lot of ways. You don't have to launch it. Maybe just launch it, you know, start it. Put pen to paper up there, I'm hearing. But nobody does that anymore. But start writing down the ideas. Start Start doing something towards it, you know. Take a break from all the holiday hoopla and do something real creative, or something for you, or something for your future. Start writing your new life. Start writing your New Year's affirmations, you know. Because you should always do affirmations rather than resolutions, you know. Because resolutions, you're just talking about everything you don't want, you know. So it's a good time. You could start writing down all your... I used to do that. I need to do that too, every year, and then you go back and look and see how much of it has, not how much of it that you've accomplished, but how much of it like has come to pass, or that Spirit has granted you, you know. And then with the Venus trine Neptune, though, creativity is going to be real. Where's that Neptune? Over here in Pisces. Yeah, that's at 13, 14 degrees. Sure, that's exact. It'll be exact still. That's major creativity too. You know, that's major downloads, creativity. But, you know, it's again the feelings. It's the deep feelings. And the Chiron Mars are the deep feelings. And that's another, you know, this could all... I'm seeing, you know, what I saw with Venus was a little fairy godbrother. Like Glinda, Good Witch of the North. Like, come along, face it, and release it. Like, she can... Instead of, oh, he, like my family, he was a rotten SOB. You know, that's their go-to line with him. You bring up anything about their father, he was a rotten SOB. Okay, well maybe there was, some little sparkle. Maybe there's some little glimmer, some little sparkle. Some little touch of magic I'm hearing. Yeah, I like that. Some little touch of magic that can twinkle its way in or twinkle its way through here. And believe you me, that's them. That's them. And I'm seeing people breaking down all over the place and crying. In the grocery store or wherever. You know? Allow that little memory to come through. That time that they did do that one nice thing for you. Or that special magic thing that you did have. Because there were. No matter, I don't care what a rotten SOB they were, okay? There was something. There were times. There were good times, right? Let that little sparkle come through. Boy, am I getting chills all down my legs again. Yeah, so let that holiday magic and that little sparkle come through. And that little... I'm even here. Bling! That little... I'm seeing like a little fairy wand with sparkles coming on and little bells. Bling! So let that come through, because it's there. It's there on some level. It doesn't have to be for your SOB, grandma or whoever the hell, parent. It could be anything. Ceres with the Venus too there, you could fashion something. You know, that's what I'm feeling like. Fashion something, or... This would be a good day too if you wanted to like decorate your holiday tree or do cookies with the Cancer energy. Your cookies would turn out beautiful, magical. Maybe that's it. That's something for sure. Somebody's pulling out the recipe from somebody and crying. I see that. You know. So the veil is thin. We're in a transitionary period, and the veil is thin. That's why so many souls leave and come at this time. I came at this time. But you always hear about everybody's taking off, you know, they're all dying. It's already started, you know, the list of death. Penny Marshall, I love her, and Laverne. But there's a whole bunch of them. And there'll probably be some more. And, but souls are leaving, souls are coming. It's an opening, you know. It's an opening. Now the Mars Chiron, I want to talk about this a little. Because this is very similar energy to that. This deep wounding of the Chiron and Neptune energy. Neptune, I'm referring to Neptune because it's Pisces, Neptune. Same, just like the Pluto Scorpio. Neptune is Pisces. And, there's these old wounds here. There's these deep cutting... Oh, I remembered it. Chiron has the key. For all your pent-up anger, and maybe you don't even know where it's coming from. This was the thing I wanted to say about Chiron, about it. It holds the key. It holds the key. It holds the truth. It can unlock the door for you. It can be your freedom. It might be kind of painful. And it probably is going to be kind of painful. But by dealing with it head on, by looking at it, facing it, it'll open another, they're doing that other one. Let my love open the door to your heart. I'm out of key, sorry, it's early in the morning here. I'm not going to look that up. If you want to, you can. Let my love open the door. And my love could be, now I'm hearing Paul McCartney, my love. Does it true? So we're getting, slow down, spirit guys, let me finish one point here. The opening the door. Love will open the door. Now it's love will find a way. Tesla. That's a really good tune. I love it. Isn't that Tesla? Love is going to find a way. Yeah, now that's a song I really like. Some of these songs, I mean, just because they come through from Spirit doesn't mean that they're my favorite songs. You know, a lot of them definitely aren't, you know. But like that Let My Love Open the Door, I was never a fan of that tune. It's too... But the point being that the love doesn't always have to be a romantic love. It could be all kinds of love. Just, you know, let love in. Now we got it. Now Lenny Kravitz is coming through with the, no, he says let love rule. Let love rule. That's cool too. All right, they're shooting these songs at me fast and furious, so, and I can't. It's too much. Okay, I want to stop with. Block that off a little bit here. So, in some, well, let's look at my chart for my page for a minute. Let's do that. If you wanted to get a reading from me, this is my website. I have all sorts of stuff. I have readings. I wanted to jump on that readings page because I still am offering the year ahead video, the year ahead reading. And there it goes. It's the very top one. It's always the most popular reading of the year. I do look at your chart, astrology. I don't go, it's not in depth, but I look at some major trends in your chart. That also helps me tune in. Then I lay out some tarot cards and we do a psychic tarot reading, and I also pull an animal totem. It's good for the entire year. I break it down. You know, that's why I'm kind of late getting it up, and people are ordering them, and I'm very grateful for those of you who are ordering the reading. But it's going to not be available much longer, about another week or so. So if you want to get in on it, go ahead and check out the reading page. If you're looking for last minute gift ideas, I have all those t-shirts on Amazon, and I have books and different things. And if you're into astrology, I do this totem art. It's based on the symbols of your astrology chart, and I also do the more affordable astroglyphs, which is a cool thing, you know, with all your sun, rune, and rising, and some fire, you know, your elements and whatnot. It's cool. People are getting those as tattoos. I thought it was awesome. And then, of course, the big dog, the Tapestry of Life mandalas. And I have different kinds of readings and stuff too. So please do take the minute to check it out. I just saw that Broken Wings tab, and they're going to start up again, and I'm not hearing it. We're done with that. It's too much. Okay, so there's probably a couple things I missed. I wouldn't be surprised, like Juno trine Pluto. Yeah, you know, I want to talk about this for a second, because Juno was the queen of the gods, and she was of great beauty, and I think it's of self-care and love, again, with the Cancer energy like we were talking about. But I also feel it's like claiming your power, because Pluto is a big sign of claiming your power. And who is more powerful than the queen of the gods, right? Juno. But it's also about being gracious and all that. But I think if some of these painful things come up, like maybe even something, you know, like you were abused or bullied or whatever, you know, this could come up. And maybe it's still affecting your life, even though you don't realize it. Pluto will help you see that. I know it's not, and Chiron will help you see that stuff. And these memories could pop in, or these people could pop up. Those people could just show up in some form or fashion. And you know, like my family, oh, the rotten SOB, oh, that's the guy that did that. I remember that bitch. You know, right away you jump to this negative, oh, this, you know, anger, pointing the finger, oh, them, they did, ah, rah. Let the fairy dust come and give you that little kiss and everything, but then do the Juno vibe, man. You know, the Juno vibe is like the Empress in the tarot almost, you know. She's so evolved. She's so centered in herself. She's in, you know, knows that she's a goddess. She knows that she's not that little kid that you can push around or wound that easily. You can almost look at, I'm hearing pity, but that's a little extreme, but you could look at them and have pity. I pity a fool. coming from. This is getting too much. You know, pity. Pity is strong for me, but that's what I'm hearing. You know, like you pity them because they're so broken and wrecked that they had felt the need to try to wreck your soul, and you know the best revenge or whatever I guess you could say is, you know, to be that eagle and soar above it and claim your power and become the Juno energy. You know what I'm going to do real quick, instead of looking up some lyrics, I got a feeling, get rid of that lyric before I start singing it again. I got a feeling that I want to look up Queen of the Gods. I want to like read up just real quick, or Queen of Heaven, even better. I like that. Let's just do a quick overview of some of her qualities. She's the protector and special counselor of the state. Protector, I like that. She's going to protect you, you know. It's like that inner child thing. She's going to go back. You, as her, can go back and protect that. The sacred animal is the peacock. Well, peacock is all about strutting your stuff, showing it, showing what you got, baby, shaking that tail feather. You know, I'm beautiful. I'm spreading my tail, my wings, spreading my tail. That sounds terrible. All right. She was the watch over women of. She was also said to watch over the women of Rome. You know, and then many men have been wounded. Yeah, I don't doubt that for a minute, but it does seem to be more of the women. You know, and it's the Me Too and all that, and it was almost accepted. You know, to be, you know. Yeah, I got attacked. I was sexually assaulted. It was kind of like, it pretty much happened to most of us, I would say, of a certain age. It was pretty much socially, it was like par for the course, you know? Yeah. And maybe you got lucky and you got away, and maybe you weren't. I know that's harsh too, but that's kind of Pluto stuff, you know? Juno's own warlike aspect among the Romans is apparent in her attire. She's often shown armed and wearing goatskin cloaks. See, I didn't realize that. So she was a warrior, yeah. The traditional depiction of a warlike aspect was assimilated from the Greek goddess Athena, who bore goatskin. Okay. The name Juno, blah, 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 is Latin for youth. Okay. Roles and epithets, most complex and disputed in religion. Juno held a large number of diverse epithets, names and titles. Okay, here's what I'm wanting to find out. The goddess of marriage. However, was wide implications, blah, 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 blah. All right, well, maybe I shouldn't read this on the video. It's a lot. I thought that I would really find something in here. So if anybody does, maybe not have to read this, but has, you know, a lot of knowledge about mythology and would like to leave some insight or comment about Juno, please do leave it in the comments, because we can all read it and enjoy that energy. Yeah, but I was feeling like she's gonna take up, like, it's like, you know, I'm not that little kid anymore. I'm not that weak little whatever anymore. Now I'm a fully realized, you know, woman or individual. You know, I'm a fully realized individual now, and I'm above this petty shit, basically. You know, that stuff is so petty and stupid. You know, it's childish. And you put down those childish things. You know, like Todd Rundgren. Here, one more Todd Rundgren, real man. You know, when I was a child, I thought I was a child, but now I'm a man. You know, for the male out there, you know, you're not a child, and now you're a man. And it's not like, you know, oh, stop whining, grow up and be a man energy. It's like, no, I am a man, and you are a decrepit little, you know, bitter little person who was probably bullied and abused yourself. And you know, I rise above this. I rise above. And now that's that other one. It's a newer song, Audra Day, I think her name is. I rise up, yeah. I rise up. I can't get a word in edgewise because they're just firing these songs at me, and we've gone about our half hour. So thank you all for tuning in. Please do remember to check out my website if you want to get you're ahead. You got a limited time on that one. you know, it's good for the entire year. And I want to thank you all for your support, and remember your love incarnate. Bye.